Hello and welcome to Stairlift Guru. Today we will be looking at helping those with dementia navigate Stairways guide. But before we start, do not forget to head over to stairliftguru.co.uk to get your free Stairlift quote. We are your one-stop shop for all things when it comes to stairlifts. Let us now get into it and start. A loved one who has dementia can be a very stressful and challenging time for those involved. It can be something that can be very demanding and draining mentally on you or a loved one. A stairlift will alleviate the pain of worrying about their ability to get up safely and down the stairs. Below we will look at stairlift safety for a person with dementia and give other alternatives if a stairlift is not possible. We also give a full breakdown of what is dementia and how you can help care for your loved one with it. What is dementia? Dementia is a term that refers to signs of diminished brain function when we age. It is a catch-all term for a variety of neurodegenerative disorders. Alzheimer's disease and related conditions are commonly thought to affect memory and cognitive performance. However, since the brain regulates our physical and emotional functions, dementia may frequently cause movement disorders. This will lead to a lack of ability and safety when using the stairs. In certain circumstances, older people have severe mobility issues. Dementia seems to intensify with age due to a stroke or arthritis, or other conditions like that. Among other cases, those with dementia abilities will eventually experience difficulty moving owing to dementia or other diseases. That's why we recommend looking at stairlifts to help you. Is a stairlift safe for a person with dementia? The stairs' well-being and deterioration is a massive problem for people who have been diagnosed with dementia. This is because stairs can become highly unsafe for someone with dementia. We've had many families whose loved ones have dementia. We also appreciate how vital it is for the customer to stay at home in a familiar setting. Supporting those who have dementia is essential for their well-being and safety. You may need mobility equipment to help. It may also help relieve/reduce the symptoms of the illness in the short or long term. Can people who suffer with dementia use a stairlift on their own safely? The value of stair safety and dementia cannot be overstated. This has to be taken seriously. Dementia patients are evaluated on their ability to use the stairlift comfortably and with assistance. It would help if you also gave their introduction consideration. Since dementia is unpredictable, you must check the usage of stairlifts daily to see any issues. Ways to make your stairs safer for someone with dementia. Here are a few ways you can make your stairs safe for someone with dementia. Make the stairs more comfortable to see and stand out visually. If your stairs are all carpeted in the same color, your loved one will become overwhelmed and struggle to see the steps. This is because dementia can affect brain areas that have trouble perceiving depth and color contrast. This implies that you notice subtle difference in the colors or patterns on the leg and the hip more quickly than you do. To better sense the background and make out the steps better, place colorful electric tape on the bottom of the step. Alternatively, attach the different colored electrical tape or card to the vertical risers of each phase. To make pedestrians more visible, paint the outside and front doors with white trim. Remove all trip hazards around the house to make it safer. Make the stairs as clean as possible by removing something that might interfere and cause falls or accidents. This may include things left in the staircase to the upstairs rooms. This is because you do not want your loved one to trip on these stairs if they have been left out. Also, a clean environment makes a much healthier environment for your loved one. Getting handrails installed on the stairs. Adding a handrail to the stairs are much safer for the person to use them. Such stairwells have banisters, although most do not. A short wooden handrail handle is attached to the wall. Following a home evaluation is one of the benefits of occupational therapy. It makes it easier for them to use. Improve lighting around the stairs and landing to make it easier to see. Light is essential in your home, mainly along and around the stairs. This is because this is where slips and falls are common. Be sure that the stairwell is well lit from top to bottom if you have a light turned to the stairs at one end. Since they sadly have dementia, it can be even more challenging for them to make out the steps if they are not well lit. Put the switch on the wall to quickly turn the lights on so that the backdrop is easier to see. Is a stairlift the best option for someone who suffers with dementia? So is a stairlift safe for a person with dementia? When evaluating this question, you should still keep in mind that the person you are using is well enough physically. This is because the overall objective is to ensure that your loved one is well and comfortable. A good thing to do is, if it is possible, to try implementing the steps above if the person still has good enough mobility. They are cheap and cost-effective options. Then if you feel like the options will not work anymore, and the person's mobility is deteriorating, you should maybe get them a stairlift to help them be safe in their home again. Certain complications, though, can occur. The construction of a stairlift is an excellent choice to explore, but user comfort comes first. It is wise to practice arranging a physical therapy test to determine if an increase is a feasible choice under those circumstances. A professional view is always good to get when making this decision. Can someone with dementia use a stairlift under supervision? Many people with dementia will happily use a stairlift if anyone else is there to supervise them. This can help keep them safer. A caregiver or a family member must guarantee that they are safe both within and outside of therapy. This is to save them from jumping out of the stairlift when it moves. This can be very unsafe, so having someone there will help them stay in. This is because someone with dementia can sadly get scared. They can approach and exit the seat without collapsing. Also, under observation, a stairlift cannot be suitable in certain situations. Many individuals with dementia have fear and difficulty even though they know that they are taken care of. One of the symptoms of dementia is hallucinations, and people with this form of dementia can be afraid of walking up the stairs. If you think that selecting one would irritate your loved one, you can look for another choice. It is wise to rent a stairlift for a short period to see whether the user accepts it in such situations. Almost try before you buy, but it is a bit longer of a commitment. If they are right or not, you can purchase them, since buying is preferable to renting in the long run. Tips on caring for someone with dementia. Family, relatives, and caregivers of someone who has dementia are understandably worried for their loved one's well-being at home, especially when they are on their own. On the stairs, where there is a high risk of falling and suffering severe injuries, a loved one could have used his stairlift for years and is now showing symptoms of dementia. You aren't guaranteed to get dementia as you get to old age. Alzheimer's is more prone to happen when you grow older. You aren't guaranteed to get dementia as you get older. There is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to dementia. Try things when it comes to being physically healthy. It could be a brilliant idea to sign up for any classes when it's not as hot outside, go for a stroll when it's warm, or do some housework even though you can walk. You don't have to exercise your brain all of the time, but you have to use it all of the time. Engage both the mind and the body. How does a caregiver help someone with dementia? Furthermore, other critical things about dementia are that cares can be a great help. There are several therapies available. Putting your loved one into a nursing home when your loved one is suspected of having Alzheimer's or dementia could be a wise decision. Home nursing is an alternative. Also, along with carers, you might want to look at getting a mobility aid, such as buying a stairlift for your loved one so they can get upstairs. This is because a stairlift is safe for someone with dementia and will help them safely go upstairs because they can be prone to accidents. The cost of a stairlift varies but is something worth investing in. Memory failure is not the only signs of dementia when you get it. The key things about dementia are that there are several forms of dementia. People with vascular dementia, Lewy body dementia, and frontotemporal dementia have reduced blood supply in their frontal lobes and are more likely to change mood, personality, and behavior. There are no apparent symptoms of difficulties in the early stages. During talks, forgetfulness, attention challenges, and mood swings are evident, as problems express oneself. Each form of dementia has slightly different symptoms that you can get. Another critical things about dementia are, as described earlier, Alzheimer's is the most prevalent form of dementia. Alzheimer's disease may cause individuals to lose track of names and places, and other information, and cause them to struggle with general organization. This type of disorder is distinguished by hallucinations, repetitive errors, and irregular motions caused by Lewy bodies. Frontotemporal dementia begins and is seen in patients between 45 and 65, resulting in mood and social isolation. Despite their similarity, these two signs have significant variations since they concentrate too often on the brain's affected regions. Related dementia habits people pick up. Also, individuals who have dementia are capable of being very imaginative. They sometimes put themselves at risk. Because of the advanced ages, their capacity to think creatively has diminished. When they are anxious, they get irritated. When you investigate why this happens, you will keep that from occurring again. They, too, have lost their appetite for it. Cooking something to their specifications demonstrates that they are attentive and considerate. It would also help to encourage their responsibilities by delivering safe and balanced meals. Careers tips for dealing with someone with dementia. If you read our previous article, What is Dementia? As the population ages, we may also have dementia, such as friends, family members, or lovers. Dementia patients are said to have traits such as persistence, resiliency, and connectedness. Here are some tips for dealing with someone with dementia. Communication is key to help people with dementia. Any assistance you may provide to this project would be greatly appreciated. Let the individual have their say. Begin the dialogue on a positive note and inclusive note by making it easy for them to understand and lighten the atmosphere, and then let them take it at their speed. Allow yourself to be spontaneous and non-judgmental. Don't allow your emotions to control you. Treat everybody as an adult, but be mindful of the tone. Compassionate and adaptable relationships are essential for those. Any assistance you may provide to this project would be greatly appreciated. Caring about a loved one with dementia is a huge undertaking. You must be mindful of how dementia will affect the ability to provide treatment. Keep in mind how much bravery, tolerance, stamina, and face-to-face contact are needed. Take your time with them if they have dementia. They have trouble with cognition and forgetting everyday acts and desires as caregivers responsible for people with dementia. This implies that perseverance is needed. Please provide more time for daily routines if you need more time. Enable at least a couple of extra minutes for each assignment to account for any surprises or unusual problems that might arise. Build as much consistency as possible if you can. This will make your loved one's day-to-day life more manageable. There should be some options for daily tasks, such as what to wear, where to travel, what to plan, and what to stop. Giving him two choices allow him to make his own decisions while keeping it straightforward. Be versatile with them and help them. Dementia is a progressive disease, which means complications and negative experiences can fade with time. Be prepared for something, since tomorrow's activities will vary from the day before or after. They are just some tips for dealing with someone with dementia. As well as doing all of this, there are options such as mobility aids to help them get around their home safely. Buying a stairlift is a great way to help someone with dementia get up the stairs safely. Stairlift prices do vary, but the return on investment is worth it. You can also get a stairlift grant to help with the cost. Communicating with someone who has dementia advice. Communicating with someone who has dementia can be difficult and sometimes stressful. Talking with someone is easy if you obey these 3 rules: be courteous, sensitive, and make minimal motions. Don't get frustrated with them as it is not their fault. Without question, a discussion of someone with dementia will ensue. Keep in mind that the project will be challenging to continue, so proceed with care. Raise your voice to make it easier to hear, but don't be upset or furious. Get the confidence to enable others around you to be themselves. Enable yourself not to get overwhelmed so that you can focus on what you're doing and forget anything else. Reduce distractions for them in the room. Block out visual and auditory input to break things up. This practice occurs in a private environment, which means it cannot be seen when the partner is watching TV, as vehicles pass nearby, or while background noise is around. It will, at the very least, enable us to develop a direct line of communication. Be understanding with them. If you make an error, you could lose the other person's focus or confidence in discussing the problem. Be wary of the pit and avoid arguing with your loved one. Use gestures when speaking with them. Interpersonal communication involves speaking and non-verbal gestures. Use gestures to convey the meaning. Keep it simple and don't overcomplicate it. According to the doctor, you can compose your observations as briefly and directly as possible. As the condition worsens, you should lengthen them. The way things might have gone, you would eventually only be able to respond with clear yes or no answers. Can categorize complicated topics to present them in a more understandable way, and if you do adjust your old experience, create a list of things that can deal with it, the names of the medications, what it is called, when it is taken, about how long, and so on. Communicating with someone who has dementia is hard at times, but don't forget they are an average human just like you and should try to treat them just the same. Also, along with communication, you can find that mobility can be a problem for people with dementia. A good thing to invest in is buying a stairlift. Stairlift prices range, but you can't put a price on your loved ones being safe in their home. So get a quote and speak to the experts. Thank you for listening to our video on helping those with dementia navigate Stairways guide. We hope this has helped you understand more. If you want to buy a stairlift, then please go to our website and get a free quote at stairliftguru.co.uk. Or if you just want to learn more, then go to our website to learn more. Thank you.